Alright folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Now I'm going to be multitasking a little bit here. I got one video uploading, I got to tend to it over here to make it right on YouTube. This is one I've been talking about doing, thinking about doing. Y'all didn't know about it. Other mild mention earlier. It's a very touchy subject, and I haven't really decided how about how to word it. And like I said, I'm multitasking, don't mind me. Plus I got charges phone up. I want to give you my thoughts on abortion. Talking to a friend earlier, he was trying to warn me off from it. Tell me I didn't want to do it. It's a touchy subject. Yeah. I am not one to dodge touchy subjects. Y'all know me by now. If it's put on me to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. And I ain't real crazy about this steering wheel either. I used to be pro-choice. I carried the opinion that it was up to the man and woman. Although anymore it's up to the woman. The man don't have a say-so. I've seen legal battles in the news and on the internet and stuff where men have tried to keep their baby, and the courts ruled against them because it's the woman's body. Now, what I want to point out first thing is if the woman's body is all her choice on what she does with it, it's 100% up to her what she does with her body, then why is it 100% up to me? Now that's how you do it. I just made a video about this ramp over here and how another driver towards this driver, Try Again Trucking, he did it right. He didn't beat his truck up like the other one did. Rabbit trail, get back over here. But if it's 100% up to her and all that stuff, why is it my responsibility to pay for it? That's the first thing out of the gate. So, you know, this thing about, well, it's my choice, but you have to pay, that didn't work with my kids. When me and my wife got together, she had two, a boy and a girl. I finished raising them out. He was 12. And he thought that when we went school shopping for clothes, he thought that he should be able to pick out whatever he wanted, and I put it to bill without having a say-so in the clothes. He learned differently. I don't operate that way. So, to his great disappointment. Well, it's the same thing on this. It takes more than two to make a baby. When that woman is pregnant and has the baby, they want the father to be held accountable and to pay for the child, and rightfully so. However, he doesn't have a say-so in that abortion. And you're going to tell me that's right. I don't think so. I totally disagree with it. If she wants to have the abortion and he wants the child, then she should be made to go to term, give birth, and turn the child over to that husband. Or the father. It don't necessarily have to be a husband, the father. Period. I think that's fair. I know, I just made some women mad. Luckily, I don't have a lot of women viewers on here. Now, also, I used to be pro-choice and say that it was up to them. They had to deal with God. And after I came to the Lord and did a little studying and talking and whatnot, I have changed my views on that, and I do not agree with abortion. That is not saying that all abortions are bad. That is not saying that I want to do away with abortions. There are times and places when abortion is needed, and I'll agree with that. And those are, I ain't gonna tell you what I just seen, but that was plumb gross and ridiculous, lady. Those are on a case-by-case individual call. Rape, incest, the health of the mother, the life of the mother. Those are all on case-by-case. Now, I am old enough that I remember the great debates on abortion. And I also remember the abortions before the Planned Parenthood style stuff we do now. And it was bad. It was real bad. There was mangled babies, women killed. The back alley abortions were bad. There is nothing good about them. Nothing. I do not think that we need to go back to that era at all. So yes, we do need to have abortion clinics or ways of having abortion, however you want to word that. However, my main problems, let's just cut it to the quick. My main problem is out here having free sex, free as in whenever, whoever, however, and no protection. And then they end up pregnant and they want abortion because that's the quickest, easiest way to fix a problem. Well, you created that problem, deal with it. I'm sorry, that's just my thoughts. If nothing else, put it up for adoption, you know. There are going to be those that holler, well, did you adopt any kids? I seen that online with a friend of mine that was having that conversation. And adopt? No. Raised another man's children? Yes, I did. And there's a lot of us that have. The big deal we just went through a couple years ago about the videos of selling baby parts, I have a problem with that. The courts holding up to it and allowing it to continue, I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. Selling them baby parts and all that, I have a problem with that. I do. Abortion is nothing but murder. If that heart is beating, to me, it's murder. Period. There are those that say if the baby cannot live outside of the mother's womb, then it's not murder. Well, that's a personal call. That's up to you what you call it. Me, if the heart's beating, it's murder. And you should not rip apart a baby to sell it for parts to make this person's life a little easier because they had sex unprotected. I got a problem with it. I wasn't going to make this video. I've had several things that have popped up in the last 2 or 3 days that kept urging me. That's the good Lord playing in my life, folks. And it kept urging me to do this video, and I kept dodging. And I've started this video twice today. And I deleted it twice today. I go surfing again. And then I start coming across some videos where they're interviewing some women that used to run Planned Parenthood clinics. And they are telling how they had quotas. They had to meet quotas. Really? And if they didn't meet their quota, then they had to put in a plan of action for what went wrong and how they can correct it. Really? If you met your quota for like 3 months in a row, you might get to, where'd she say, Des Moines or wherever the head of it is, you might get to apply to the main city and have lunch with the upper echelon. Oh, wow. At the cost of how many babies? At the cost of how many lost souls? Them babies are doing okay. Jesus has them. But did you have the right to send them there? You will be held accountable. Whether you're the adult or the doctor or whatever role you played, you will be held accountable. She was, one of the women was telling how they were trained to talk these young girls into getting an abortion. You know, Planned Parenthood's supposed to be free, I thought. I could be mistaken. But she said they was trained to tell the girl, okay, your bill today is going to come up to such and such. How much can you pay today? Oh, well, I can't pay nothing. You can't even give us $10. No. Well, if you can't afford $10 today on this counseling, how can you afford a baby? Have you priced food and diapers? Don't you think it's in your best interest and the baby's best interest to get an abortion? And literally sat there and talked these naive little girls, and I say that because in my mind I would like to think it's mostly naive little girls, but we both know it ain't. But they would talk them into getting an abortion. Talk them into it. I thought Planned Parenthood was to help them to make a reasonable decision. What was best for them. Financially, emotionally, and the whole bit. Spiritually. But no, their job is to talk them into the abortion. And that's right? How's that right? I have a problem with that. Quotas and goals, I have a problem with that. How come when we talk about policemen having quotas on tickets, everybody's up in arms? Oh, that's bad. That shouldn't be happening. But when we talk about a Planned Parenthood death office having quotas on how many babies to kill this month, we're not up in arms? Really? Where are our priorities as a Christian nation? And yes, we are a Christian nation. I don't care what Obama says. We are a Christian nation. How can we allow this? I don't have all the answers. I don't pretend to. But I'll tell you one thing. The way the abortion clinics are ran right now is wrong. The mass, I want to say production, but that ain't the word I'm looking for. But the mass killing of babies is wrong. And whether you like it or not, it is in the records, in the history books, that woman, Mary whatever her name is, when she started Planned Parenthood, it was for genocide. It was to kill out the blacks, period. Boy, has it escalated. Boy, has it got put on a pedestal. Boy, is it accepted. And it's all wrong. From conception of her idea of Planned Parenthood until today of selling baby parts, it's wrong. Once again, we take something that's good, a small part of something that's good, and some abortions are good. Understand me on that. Some are good. But we take that little bit of good and we blow it up into a whole lot of bad. What's wrong with this picture? That's all I got on that. Like I said, I'm sure it's not going to be received well with everybody, but you have a right to your opinion, just like I have a right to mine. I have my channel to voice my opinion. create you a channel to voice your opinion. And if you wish to disagree with me, do it politely, and I don't have a problem with it. I will rebuttal. You cuss me and talk stupid, I'm going to either delete your message or blow you off. Y'all have a good day. Remember, God loves you, I love you, and God loves the unborn babies. He knew them when they was in the womb. He knew them before they was in the womb. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Bye.